What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football, Houston Texans football. But before we get into that, before we talk about some football, I want to thank all my subscribers out there for letting me get to this 1K mark. I appreciate that. I know compared to probably other YouTube channels that y'all watch, y'all probably see people with 100,000 subscribers and 400,000 subscribers, even 1,000,000 subscribers. And I'm just hitting my very first 1K, but I appreciate that. I appreciate every single subscribe, every single comment. I try to get back to all the comments. I try to reply to all the comments I can. Sometimes I miss a comment because sometimes when the comments come in, if more than one person comments at a time, I don't see it. I only see one. And sometimes when I go back, it'd be like weeks later if I'm looking at something, try to refresh my memory about exactly what I said so I won't be repetitive so many times. I might see a comment that I didn't initially see at first, and the comment was there. It might have been even the first comment. I just didn't see it at first, so I apologize for that. If I never replied to any of your comments and you're looking for a reply, because I try to reply to all my comments. I try to be a little bit different than a lot of other people who have outlets and channels and all these things. Don't always apply or reply to every comment and every like and everything like that. I want to tell you, I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all. Let me hit this 1K and tell your friends, like, share, subscribe, help me get 2K and 3K and 4K and let me get to the 100K and 400Ks and things of that nature. I really appreciate that. I'm going to do something real big for y'all. Since I hit this 1K mark, something special is on the horizon. But let's talk about something that's not so special. Houston Texans versus the Buffalo Bills. Houston Texans, NRG Battle Red Day, go against the Buffalo Bills, who on the surface, most people thought it was going to be a cake through walk and thought it was going to be, you know, possibly the worst team in the NFL. It may be the worst team in the NFL was on the field today. But it might not have been the big team, Buffalo. Might have been the team that was playing in red. But we're going to talk about that. The Houston Texans faced the Buffalo Bills and got away with the victory, 20-13. And off rip. Thing I want to say the most, this was Bill O'Brien's worst win as a head coach. I know people were talking about we got bailed out against the Colts. We should have blew the Colts out. We got by 18. The game should never went to overtime. We got bailed out against the Cowboys last week. That game shouldn't have went to overtime either. The Texans should have won that game by multiple touchdowns. This game here, the Texans probably should have got up, but it was just a bad performance. Except for the defense, especially like defense special team. Y'all won this game. The defense won this game. The defense and then the lack of offense at Buffalo. Buffalo might be the worst offense. We all know that Nathan Peterman got put in the game because Josh Allen got hurt. And Nathan Peterman is garbage. And I believe the same thing about Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen was the worst quarterback out of this draft class. I don't think that. I mean, he showed some nice things. I know he had that nice one throw, I think, to Bennett. Kelvin Benjamin. But, and then I know one play where he kind of juked McKinney. But other than that, I mean, their offensive line might be as worse as offensive line, probably even worse. I think he is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. Probably after today because Deshaun got destroyed. But this team here, it's a bad offense. They have a legitimate defense. They're a top 5 defense. And you couldn't sneeze on that defense. And I'm concerned coming up to next week against Jacksonville because Jacksonville's a way better. I think Jacksonville, especially on the back end, have way more weapons, and as far as the defense having weapons with their secondary, and they have a pass rush as well, and they don't have to blitz because they have the luxury to blitz because their corners are so good, their secondary is so good that they don't need the extra help up front, so they can send everybody come crashing down. And this offensive line got abused. Shout out to Ray Ray, because Ray said that earlier in the chat. Shout out everybody in South Sports, Honcho, Wink, Wise, Braylon, Tenny, everybody. Shout out to South Sports. But Ray said that this offensive line is getting abused, which they are. Offensive line got abused, and that was the detriment of this game. Offensive line, and you gotta be honest with yourself. Deshaun Watson did not have a good game. Well, I think he was 15 for 25, He was 15 for 25, 177 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, and a lost fumble. He fumbled the ball twice, but 1 fumble was lost. So he had 3 turnovers in his game. Clearly his worst game of his career. Obviously. He looked indecisive in moments. The second pick was a tip pass, bad pass in the line of scrimmage. That first pick was completely all on him. That was probably one of the times that I don't actually blame the offensive line for the pressure. I think the defense just did a good job getting the pressure. Watson made an incredible move evading the sack. But that throw in the end zone was a dumb throw. It was just a dumbass throw. One is Ryan Griffin. And then 2, you had 2 defenders in there. And after Ryan Griffin one-on-one, I'll give you a little bit more leeway. If that's Hop, I understand it. If it's Will Fuller, I understand it. But not Ryan Griffin. And then you had but you had Will Fuller on the sideline. And it was in one of the situations, it was 3rd and 14. But you could got the first down. I think you were 10, maybe 15 yards away from a first down. As far as the first down to the end zone. You had that much in between the end zone and where we could have made a first down of real estate. It wasn't like it was a goal situation where you had to get a touchdown or you're going to be kicking the field goal anyway. No, you could have got a first down. And Fuller was right there. Yeah, Fuller was covered. But I like the chances with Fuller in that situation than Ryan Griffin in double coverage, if you understand what I'm saying. I'd rather you give it to a guy who's a first-round pick, wide receiver, who in the beginning of the year, before the hamstring started messing with him, looked like he was on his way to being a Pro Bowl receiver, back-to-back 100 yards, 3 straight games with a touchdown. I know last week he was basically used as a decoy. This week he looked more like himself, as you've seen that he got that pass interference call. I'd rather you use it to one of your playmakers, one of your key playmakers. I'd rather you use him in this situation. And maybe if the turnover happens throwing the ball to Will Fuller or Hopkins, I can live with those more than you throwing turnovers with bad decisions going to Ryan Griffin and Akins and Jordan Thomas. I can live with you going to Will Fuller and Hop and it being a bad decision because especially with Hop, 9 out of 10 times Hop gonna end up making them pay. Hop gonna end up actually gonna reward you. And Fuller, I think to some degree, Fuller can too. But not Ryan Griffin. Ryan Griffin is not Travis Kelce. He's not Gronk. He's not even Delaney Walker. So he's not somebody that I'm trusting in that situation. Even though I'm not saying it was his fault, but I wouldn't even dare that pass. So that pass is completely on Watson. I have to call it call a spade a spade. Hold somebody's feet to fire when it's their fault. And that was a bad, dumbass decision by Watson. Watson got to clean those things up. We keep on using the excuses, oh, he's young and things like that. Yes, he is. Today marked his 6th start of the season, which ties how many starts he had last year. Which shows you how very little football he's played because, you got 10 games left of the season. And this just ties what he played last year. So, altogether, he started in 12 games. Still not full football season. So, he's still on as far as games played under a rookie scale. But he's not a rookie. We give him the keys to the franchise. We expect more of him. We have him with playmakers. Yes, offensive line is bad. But it comes to a point that you got to stop using those things as an excuse. It comes to that point. I have complete confidence in Watson. I believe that Watson is the truth. I believe that Deshaun Watson can and will lead the team to Super Bowls. Multiple appearances. But it just comes with the territory. It comes with being young. It also just comes with playing football because if you're going to make some mistakes like Hop. Hop had that fumble last week. B made it right back up. It comes to the point that you got to stop using excuses and you got to just play football. Yes, I think he was hurt. I don't think he was 100%. And this game also explains why I said what I said in the last video. If Deshaun can walk, Deshaun needs to be out there playing against Buffalo. Because if Deshaun looked like that, and Deshaun's a mobile guy, imagine what would happen if you had Brandon Whedon out there. You would have the same situation. You had the same situation that they had with Nathan Pittman. Somebody out there throwing picks. And you know, Deshaun did throw picks, but probably somebody throwing multiple picks, pick sixes, things of that nature. Not able to get out the pocket, not able to avoid the hits. You had a Tom Savage-like situation that you had last year against Jacksonville, against the Rams, against the Baltimore Ravens, in games when he was just getting completely abused by the lack of offensive linemen and the dominance of the defense's fronts. That's what type of situations you would have had. That's why Deshaun Watson needed to play. I'm glad he did play. I think a 75% Watson is better than 100% Brandon Whedon, and that was proven today. Because even with your offense didn't do diddly squat. Like, let's be real. If we want to be real, let's be real. The 10 points that the offense got in the first half came off of the special teams. You had a muff punt that got you in range, and you ended up scoring a touchdown. Then you had the block punt that put you in field goal range. You get the field goal. Then the field goal that you got to tie the game came off of a pass interference call. I got somebody hit me up saying, "Yeah, I got bailed out once again." Like, nah, because if it wasn't for that pass interference call, Will Fuller would score a touchdown. I have no doubt in my mind Will Fuller scores that touchdown. If that's not pass interference, Will Fuller scores that touchdown. Will Fuller damn near almost scored it with the pass interference call. He damn near caught it. So if he doesn't pass interference Will Fuller, that's a touchdown. And that's one of the reasons why you have Will Fuller. That's one of the reasons why you have Will Fuller, because either he's going to get you a touchdown or get you a pass interference call to put you right there on the one. But then when you get to the one, you still can't score a touchdown. That's on the offense. That's on the offensive line, and that's on the signal caller. It's on the offensive line, the signal caller, and the guy who's calling the plays, Bill O'Brien. All three of those people are to blame. Because you're not blocking for Deshaun. Deshaun's being indecisive, making bad decisions. And sometimes, I watched the video yesterday saying about how Deshaun Watson is actually costing us touchdowns, but yet, even though he's costing us touchdowns, he's still putting us in positions. Like, this offense is an enigma. Like, it has so much potential. It has so much potential to be an elite offense. Do you know that this offense, from a statistical standpoint, is a better offense than the Kansas City Chiefs, who are the #1 offense scoring right now? We get in the red zone more than the Chiefs. We get more yards than the Chiefs. We pass the ball, run the ball. We do all those things from a statistical standpoint better than the Chiefs. But yet, we don't have the points to back it up, because when we get in the red zone, we stall. That's on lack of coaching, because bad creative calls. The offensive line is not blocking as well. And your quarterback is being undecisive. And I think two of those things go hand in hand. Well, actually, all three of those things, in my opinion, go hand in hand for the most part, because there are some times that Bill O'Brien has called some nice plays. But the execution, offensive line, and Deshaun Watson goes hand in hand. And I think part of Deshaun's problem is his protection. Clearly, offensive line has to be. I know I go back and forth every video. I mean, y'all probably see that. I kind of do contradict myself. I go back and forth every video. For one video, I'm going to be talking about the defense, the secondary. The next video, I'm going to be talking about the offensive line. So it's clearly that the secondary, your corners, and your offensive line are the main targets going. But you can't fix that into the offseason. That's definitely going to be your main thing in the offseason in the draft. It's offensive line and secondary. But you could possibly change the secondary this year, because reports are that the Cardinals are willing to shop Patrick Peterson. Yes, I would love to have Patrick Peterson on one. He's a better corner than the cornerback the Texans have right now. Then you also reunite him with the Honey Badger. I think that also probably is going to better your chances of the Honey Badger staying in Houston. And I like what we have as a safety front with him, Kareem Jackson, and Justin Reed as a safety trio. I like that safety combination. If you add in Patrick Peterson. Now, what would it take to get Patrick Peterson? I don't think it'll take a second round pick, to be honest with you. I think you could probably do it with like a third and a fifth. I think you probably could do it with a third and a fifth. I mean, if you had to give up one of your twos, I would. But then if you do that, if you can get away with getting Patrick Peterson with a third or a fifth, or a third and a fifth, I'll do that in a heartbeat. Get Patrick Peterson now. Then you can still draft a corner And now you're phrasing, you don't have to worry about secondary, you worry about offensive line. Because then you draft, because you already have one corner, then you draft, you just make sure out one of those 3 picks, you draft a corner, and then you get some offensive linemen then too. Like it opens up if you're able to bring in Patrick Peterson in that type of form or fashion. Because I do believe with those 2 picks, if you end up having your first pick and your 2 second-round picks, you're gonna end up in some way either have 2 corners or 2 offensive linemen in a corner. Either 2 corners and an offensive lineman or two offensive linemen in a corner. Something like that with those 3 picks. Unless they decide to take one of those picks and try to move up to get a top 5 player or a top 3 player in the draft. Depends on where you fall in the draft and where you drafted from. Things like that. But back to this game. Like I said, this defense did a good job. It was against an up offense. The offense is just bad. The worst offense in the NFL, I think. This defense did a great job. And it's kind of fitting that both Kareem Jackson and Jonathan Joseph get the 2 picks, the back-to-back picks. You get Jonathan Joseph with the pick 6 that wins you the game. Like, Jonathan Joseph gives you the pick to win the game. And then Kareem Jackson gets the pick that makes the game is over. It's just fitting that both of those 2, who get a lot of criticism fairly in years past, especially Jonathan Joseph, a lot of fair criticism. But it's fitting and kind of poetic justice that they come away and actually the heroes of the game that 24 and 25 are. That's very interesting. JJ, as I think is the leader in sacks now. I mean, it depends on who else got sacks, the rest of the day. But he did get another sack today, which is good. Which puts me on something that I was saying throughout the whole offseason. Don't expect multiple sacks from JJ. Don't expect double-digit sacks from JJ. And he's 3 away. He has 7 now. In 6 games, he has 7 sacks. So he's 3 sacks away from giving double digits, and it's 10 games left in the season. I thought that because, partly his injury, 2, the scheme, and 3, they weren't going to be asking as much of him. Because when JJ got hurt the first time in 2016, the Texans were the #1 defense. Because everybody played their assignments, JJ was no longer on the team, so they didn't have anybody that was freelancing doing what they want to do, trying to make plays. They give JJ the opportunity to freelance because he's so good at what he does. Like, he gets you sacks. 9 times out of 10 he's going to win those battles, but there are going to be times he's going to give up plays. He did it today. He freelanced on one play, tried to go and tried to be aggressive and try to get a sack on. This is before he got his sack. Tried to get a sack on Josh Allen. And LaShawn McCoy ran for a first down and got a big-ass gap. I think he had like a 10-yard run for a first down. Because JJ left his gap open because he wasn't playing his assignment. So I thought that because they seen how good the defense was when JJ wasn't freelancing, I thought, hey, we're not going to let you. We're not going to play you all 95, because he used to play between 95 to 99% of snaps. You're only going to play 75% snaps now because we want to keep you healthy and keep you upright through the struggle of the game, through the crucial parts of the game, and through the crucial parts of the season. So you're not going to play as much. We're going to rest you a little bit more. So that says less opportunities being on the field, for one. 2, we don't want you to freelance because we see how good our defense is when we play fundamentally sound. How we could be a suffocating defense even more. Instead, you just flashing in your sacks. So not to freelance a little bit more. So that's 2. And then also, him having the back-to-back injuries would take a step off his steps. 3. So that's why I'm like, don't expect double-digit sacks. Clearly, I was wrong because JJ is definitely JJ. I mean, he might not get 20 sacks, but he definitely is a sack leader. He definitely a guy who can get, like I said, he's 3 away from getting double digits, so he's definitely a guy who can get about 15 sacks. And he's definitely a guy who could be like defensive player of the month for the first month of the year in September. He's definitely a guy who can get defensive player of the year. He can play on that type of level, so he's still playing at that level. So, applause up to him. But the story of this game is that your defense and special teams bailed you out, and your offensive line is so atrocious, it's embarrassing. So embarrassing that it's laughable. And you're going to end up crushing your franchise quarterback. Does he need to play better? Absolutely. Do I think he was bothered a little bit from the injury? Yeah, I do. Do I think he could play better? Absolutely. I think he'd definitely be an MVP. But we gotta stop making excuses. We gotta stop making excuses. And if these things don't get fixed soon, Deshaun won't make it throughout the whole year. Because if this offensive line, but the good thing, he really didn't take shots. Today was just mostly sacks and turnovers. It wasn't like he was getting creamed like he was last week against Dallas. Like last week, he got hit more today than he did last week, but the hits he took last week were more vicious than they were this week. Because a lot of times, some of the sacks, he wasn't even brought down. And with some sacks, he wasn't even brought down. He was just, and they blew the whistle dead. He wasn't brought down. That could be the also could be the refs protecting Deshaun too. Like, but hey, we ain't gonna let you get knocked out like that. We seen what the NFL was like without you. So there's a little case of that. But you have to protect them better. You have to. Because this offense is too good. This offense is too damn good. You have Deshaun Watson. You have Will Fuller. You have D-Hop. You have Kiki QT. You have so many weapons on this offense. This offense is too damn good to only put up 10 points and a half. 13 points for a game. In the first 10 points, you got because your special teams put you in better range. Last week only getting 19 points. Like, your offense is too damn good. They're scoring all 19 and 13 points in back-to-back weeks. Your offense is too damn good for that. So there's no excuse. No excuse at all. Y'all gotta fix it. You gotta fix it. You got to. You just got to. You just got to. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.